Hi there, my name is Yasin Ali and I'd like to welcome you to the David Ledbetter Academy, Dubai. In today's video, I'd like to talk about driving and more specifically, how to improve your launch. I tend to find that a lot of my students and a lot of my clients, when they get set up for the ball, their shoulders get very level and the ball position is pretty much where you'd have it for your irons. And they always tend to hit these low either slices or low pulls. What I like to get them to think about is for them to think of their spine and their shoulders as the letter T. So for example, my club here represents the sternum spine and the yellow stick represents the top letter of the letter T. Now from here, what I want you to try and feel is, if that's level, you want to feel that you tilt your letter T away from the target. And this gives you the correct spinal tilt. So from here, we're in this position. Now, that's going to be great for improving your launch, but a couple of other keys that I want you to pay attention to are your grip, your stance, your ball position, and then the move away and the transition into the ball. So to quickly touch on all of those points, to start with the grip. When you take your grip, and this is for right-handed golfers, I want your grip to run diagonally down from the lower part of the pad on the palm here, on the left palm, and diagonally down into the crook of that left forefinger. So you need to have the club in this position here. And then as you wrap your hands around, you have a lovely left-handed grip. You've got a nice angle at the base of the left hand here. We call that the dish angle. You should see 1, 2, 3 knuckles. This line that's formed between the thumb and the forefinger goes anywhere from the right ear to the right shoulder. When I was growing up, a lot of great drivers of the ball, people who I really tried to copy and imitate, would be Greg Norman and Fred Couples. They had great left-hand grips. For those of the younger generation, have a look at Rory McIlroy. His left hand is in a perfect position. As I get my right hand on the club, it's more in the fingers, and as I wrap that hand around, this line is more towards my chin. So that's my grip. When it comes to my stance, we don't want it to be too narrow. We want to create a nice stable base, a nice position from where we can make a good turn and deliver the club more dynamically. So get that right foot a little further out. So once it's a little further out, just turn it out a little bit to the right, just fan it a little open. The key reason for this is it allows you to transfer weight and to get that shoulder wound up nicely. Now with regard to our ball position, we want that ball opposite our left heel. So not back here, right opposite that left heel. That's our ball position. We've got our grip, we've got our right foot a little wider, and now we can get our spinal tilt. From this position here, all we want to try and think about is making a smooth turn. Really feel that the core initiates that swing. And once you can learn to do that, you're on the way to driving the ball a little bit better. Couple of things to think about. A lot of people have been taught over the years, and I certainly was the same way, was always keep your head still. The only problem with that is it inhibits our coil and our pivot. Don't be afraid to let your head swivel a touch to the right, and at the top of the swing, you might even notice that you're seeing the ball out the corner of your left eye. That's perfectly fine. I'm the same way, and I feel that really helps me to turn a little bit better. Last point, teeing up the ball. A lot of people, when I'm seeing them, especially out here for lessons, is they get that ball teed down way too much. If you are having a ball that's teed down very low and you try and get the correct spine tilt and the correct positions here, you will start hitting the ball on the lower part of the driver. We want to have that ball teed up so at least half of the ball or a third of the ball is above the top edge of the club. So if I tee it up here and I get that driver behind it, you will notice that a little bit of that ball, for me preferentially, I like at least half of that ball up above the crown of that driver. And now with my correct setup, I'm ready to go. From here, initiate the swing with your core. Have a smooth transition. Don't rush down into the ball. Have a nice smooth transition, and that's where you want to be. Meeting the ball on the upswing, and you'll notice a big difference in how you launch the ball and how you drive the ball. I'm sure that this will help you with your driving, and if you have any issues, you know exactly where to find us, and we look forward to welcoming you to the David Ledbetter Academy at the JA Resort, Dubai.